Seasons in The Sims 4 are dumb.
Not seasons.
I'm talking about the seasonal roadmaps, aka seasons. They're just another example of the type of
monetization
that is becoming far too common in modern video games. And it has the potential to get much worse when Project Rene comes out. Don't get me wrong, I love the transparency. I love seeing what's to come, even if it's not so straightforward at times. And it leaves the community speculating what is what.
Well, until the DLC leaks at least.
It's fun, it's exciting. We're all having a grand old time.
until now.
After like 5 seasons, I am not having a grand old time. I'm getting sick of these seasonal roadmaps that are solely designed to entice players into overspending on rushed, poorly made, tiny crumbs of new stuff. Let's start with the fact that most of the content that comes along with these seasons are...
Guess what?
kits. This new season alone has 4 of them. I've never been a fan of kits. When they were first announced, I made a whole video about how I found kits to be very cash grabby, and it felt like the beginning of microtransactions returning to The Sims. I haven't had a change of heart about this.
What are kits again?
They're bite-sized content that's hyper-focused on a specific element or feature. They're supposed to help avoid a content drought within The Sims 4. Like I've said before, kits are incredibly easy to create and are much easier than a game or expansion pack. They're also easier to convince players to purchase them since they're just under $8 Canadian, which is reasonable, I guess. They're like a meal at your favorite fast food place, and that kind of makes it easy to justify the purchase. But is it worth it?
I don't personally think so.
The game is becoming far too expensive to have everything. It's over $1,000 Canadian to own the full game. The average player simply cannot keep up with the new content and the price tag that comes alongside it. With this strategy, there are always a pack you can ask for Christmas or your birthday, and always something you want. There's always going to be a little bit of FOMO for players. FOMO, or the fear of missing out, is something that many players experience when they see new things or items that they don't have in other players' games. I've experienced this. I see a beautiful hair or clothing piece or item in a screenshot or a video, and I have to know where they got it.
What do I need to buy to get this item?
Kits are fantastic little vehicles for FOMO. It's not a great feeling when it seems like you're the only one who isn't building castles, creating goths, or putting new jewelry on their Sims. Let me get back to the point by tying all of this kit hate to why I'm starting to dislike seasons. These seasons simply feel like a marketing campaign for microtransactions when originally they were supposed to be seasonal roadmaps. Roadmaps are much different than a seasonal marketing campaign. Roadmaps typically contain information on new things being added,
Sims does this.
fixes that will be coming to the game, and what free content will be included.
What's the biggest difference between Sims 4 seasonal roadmaps and actual season or battle passes?
That's a great question because at this point, the roadmaps are starting to feel like a season pass without actually having the benefits of being one. To answer that, I need to define what a season or battle pass is. A season or battle pass is a type of monetization approach that provides additional content for a game, usually through a tiered system, rewarding the player with in-game items for playing the game and completing specific challenges. The Battle Pass model gained more use as an alternative to subscription fees and loot boxes beginning in the late 2010s. Battle Passes tend to offer free passes, which are available to all users, and premium passes that require annual or seasonal charges in exchange for enhanced items and cosmetics. Sometimes you can even earn in-game currency, which allows you to purchase a Battle Pass for free. Let's break this down a little bit, shall we? I typically buy season passes for Destiny 2, so we're gonna use that as an example. For Destiny, a season is 3 months long and the pass costs $16 Canadian. They also have a free tier for their season passes where you get certain skins or items. Each week there's a new mission to complete that furthers the storyline for that season and the overall game. The season also introduces a new type of activity, a new title to earn, and new challenges to complete. It's a lot of content. On the flip side, a Sims 4 season lasts for about 4 months. Determining the cost for this is a little bit different since it's not a single payment for the season. You can pick and choose what to purchase, which is super nice. It also depends on what they're offering at the time. Last year we got 3 seasons, each with a different expansion pack. An expansion pack costs just over $60 Canadian. Meanwhile, this season we have 4 kits and 1 stuff pack. That's much cheaper. To simplify this, we're going to use the current season, cause a sensation. I would be paying $48.53 Canadian if I wanted to own everything offered in the season. That's roughly $12 per month. Comparing that to the Destiny season, it feels wrong. You get so much more with the Destiny 2 season. And yes, disclaimer, these are two completely different types of video games. They don't function the same way at all. Destiny 2 is an online multiplayer game, while Sims 4 is a single-player experience. There's gonna be a lot more content for an online multiplayer game with a storyline that's been going on for literal years. And yes, both of these games are pushing microtransactions for sure. Destiny 2 is not innocent of this. Sims 4 has kits. Destiny has whatever skins and stuff they sell for too much money at their store. Like I said, neither game is innocent in this account. So I am not praising one while being mad at the other. They're both bad for this. What I'm more concerned about is Project Rene. Project Rene will have a free base game from the start. That right there gives them more of a reason to monetize every aspect of the game. I'm talking about them implementing a Sims 3 style store with in-game advertisements for it, or other forms of post-launch monetization. Editing me here. I realized over the course of this video, I cannot properly say monetization. So please ignore me. I don't know why, I think I say it different every time. Continue on. This might cause several issues to arise. Firstly, it could devalue the base game, making players feel like they're not getting a complete experience for their initial purchase.
That sounds familiar. Anyone who owns the Sims 4 base game probably feels that way.
In addition, these practices could create a divide between players who can afford these additional purchases and those who can't, leading to an unequal playing field. This could potentially alienate a portion of the player base.
Wow, this also sounds familiar.
These strategies might encourage a cycle of spending, leading some players to feel pressured or exploited.
This is hitting too close to home.
Furthermore, if Project Rene relies heavily on post-launch monetization, there might be an increased need for support, which EA has proven time and time again isn't their strong suit. Overall, these practices, if implemented, could be seen as exploitative, where Maxis and EA are valuing short-term profits over long-term player satisfaction and the integrity of the game design. The sad thing is that we know that this is going to be the case for Project Rene, since the base game will be free at launch. I mean, of course, this is all hypothetical. However, with recent video game trends, it would make sense. For a game launching with a free base game, there has to be some sort of increased monetization opportunities to justify continued support. So this isn't out of the realm of reality at all, especially if Project Rene launches poorly at first. Honestly, I won't be surprised if we see a subscription-based content drops for Project Rene, similar to the season passes in Destiny 2. This might even be better in the long run for players and their ability to afford content in the game. If they can implement seasons in a more meaningful way, similar to Destiny, then I might be happy about this. I'm talking about free content, pack refreshes, more limited time events or items, and more fixes for broken content. Instead, they're still trying to sell overpriced, shallow, buggy, and lazy content. Have you noticed that these roadmaps never include any information on fixes, despite that being a big component in traditional video game roadmaps? There are issues in this game that have been there for years, but since they can't make a profit of fixing it, there's probably never going to be a fix or an update. It's upsetting. Honestly, I have no idea what else to say about this. There are issues with the base game, old content, and new content, and they're not fixing it. They promised us pack refreshes and we only got a single one years ago. I'm frustrated. The reason why I'm pointing this out is, like I said before, information on fixes are typically included in video game roadmaps. How they're going to improve the game and pre-existing content is typically there, yet we never see any information about that from EA or Maxis. I'm frustrated. I don't even know what to say. You know, I'm not upset about the seasonal roadmaps. I'm just upset about how they're starting to feel like simple marketing campaigns. It feels like there's no love for the player or the game. There's no care. They're not here to talk about fixing the game or the DLC.
They're here to sell you something.
Who cares if the latest DLC is buggy as all heck? Who cares if Dying Out is still broken? Who cares about the quality of the game when they can just push out new content? In addition, I'm not crazy about the influx of microtransactions, especially for a game that doesn't care about updating old content, has shallow gameplay, doesn't fix its bugs, and, to be frank, doesn't care about the player experience. Maybe I'd feel less icky about this if they stopped using the term seasons for these roadmaps. They're not seasons, especially when you compare it to other games. Thank you for listening to me rant about this. I don't know why, but when I saw the promotional content for the new season, something inside of me just snapped, and I just had to make this video. Hopefully I'm not the only crazy one here thinking about this and feeling these things. Let me know if you do too. Thank you again for watching. Let's talk very soon, okay? Until then, stay happy, healthy, and hydrated. Bye!